Now I realise you're like a lot of my students. We don't practice much, but we want to take a tip straight out on the golf course and we want it to work pretty instantly. Now I've had this question in here from Skip Bannister saying, I've been experimenting with early wrist cock versus one-piece takeaway. Very much takeaway focused this video, which I've always struggled with. My results have been relatively favourable. What are your thoughts and suggestions? Well, this is all you need to know for the takeaway, a drill you could do on the range, but certainly something you could take straight out on the golf course, have control of your club face, and ultimately, I always say this to my students, if you can control that thing, you can control that ball flight. Let's get into this. There's two parts you need to know. The first word I need in your takeaway is connection. Now, when I show this to my students, they're like, oh, this is cheating. So, I've got this club on the ground, but it's just purely to help me explain more than anything. All I want you to do, and I know my students go, you can't do this. Well, you can. Justin Rose did this at the Ryder Cup. I want you to grab a bit of your jumper. I want you to tuck it under both of your armpits, okay? So you can see there, right? I could feel a little bit of a lump of my jumper underneath my armpits. And that's going to give me the idea of putting pressure. Pressure just means a little bit of connection. Now, I'm not stood here like a tin man, not moving. I'm just feeling a little bit of pressure. Now, in that starting position, a big influence on my coaching is Ben Hogan. So have a look at those arms here. Can we be connected if our arms are back here? No, we can't. That's where we start to get this chicken wing. We start to get it moving out, the face opening, all stuff we do not want to see. So the first part of this lesson, and it doesn't stop here, but this is really influential in the next bit. Jumper under the armpits, and all I want you to feel is just that for the first foot, that. Keep that pressure on that jumper, and as soon as you lose that pressure, you'll know. So like I said at the start of this video, you've got something you can take straight to the golf course there, on every single one of your shots, whether that's a driver, a pitch shot, an iron shot, a punch shot under the trees, whatever, you get the point. You could feel that connection, and that connection means control. That's the first part. Just feel the pressure for the first foot of the golf swing with the jumper under the armpits. Now, the wrists in the golf swing are so important. Think of it, when you're driving a golf buggy and your wheels and your steering wheel don't match up. Think about it this way. That's essentially saying our grip and our club face don't quite communicate. So the first thing that I get all my students to do is actually, right, take your grip, hold the club up, and just understand what this does to this. Understand and communicate the relationship between when I move these wrists, what it does to my club face. So we know we've got our wrists, right? They do loads, don't they? They do absolutely loads. So we can close the face, our logo of our glove to the ground. We can open the face, our logo of the glove to the sky. I see that a lot, we don't want that. We could also got the hinging, this movement up. We could also throw it away. We've got loads of different motions we need to make. But understand this, stand here, hold the club up, and just realise, what does our club head do and how do we control our wrists? So we've got that relationship communicating correctly, because we need to make the right move. Now, I always tell people there's a bit of a marker where you need this to happen. All that is really just as your hands pass your right thigh. So on the golf course, that would be your reference point. On the range, I would place a T-peg down, roughly, it's about a foot, isn't it? Yeah, it's a foot, one of those putts that give us like knee knockers. Right there, just there, and that's where you're gonna stand, and when your club head passes that, or passes your right thigh, you now know you need to engage the wrists. So think of the wrists, right? This club head, there's an equal and opposite reaction. If I want the club head to go up slightly, I press down, don't I? Look, I'm pressing down on that golf club, and where's it sending the club head? It's sending it up to the sky. So all I need you to do with your lead hand is press down that golf club, press down on that golf club as your hands pass your right thigh or the T-peg on the ground. Press down. So if you put that all together, right? Jumper, jumper, feel the connection there, and as my hands are passing the right thigh or the T-peg, I'm pressing down. And that's the position I need you to be halfway back. That's the position. You see, that's sort of for me, like I call this my one piece because I'm not feeling duh. I'm feeling it's a blend of wrists and body turn. So I would say it's equal amounts, 50-50. 50% turn, 50% wrists. They happen all at the same time. That's what I want you to blend in. So no wrists, no wrists, a bit of wrists. Here we go, look at that. But to you, in the naked eye, it's not jolty, is it? I'm not boom. It's just press down. Look at that there. That is what I need you to be like. That is all the information that you need on the takeaway. Let me hit this one away and just watch. I'm focusing on those points, but I'm not being dot to dot. I've got some flow. Watch this hit. Here we go. Into that dark sky. That was like an absolute tracer bullet. Absolute tracer bullet. But looking at those videos from face on and down the line again, can you see I'm working on the connection? I'm working on those wrists, but you don't know that I'm doing it. It's not jolty. But in order to understand that, feel no wrists, hands past your thigh or the T-peg, start to press down the handle, and that's all you need to know for the takeaway to get it perfect. Thanks for watching.